Imagine walking into your own bank, the one you built, the one you own, and being told you don't belong there, that you can't even touch your own money. Now picture the humiliation, the whispers, and the smirks from people who think you're just another ordinary customer. What they didn't know? The woman they tried to belittle wasn't just a customer. She was the CEO, the very person who signed their paychecks. And in less than 7 minutes, the entire branch would be turned upside down. It was a bright Monday morning in the heart of the city. The downtown branch of Unity National Bank buzzed with its usual chaos. Customers filled the lobby, businessmen clutching briefcases, mothers juggling toddlers and stacks of bills, retirees patiently holding deposit slips. The sound of shuffling papers, the clatter of coins, and the rhythmic clicking of keyboards created a steady background hum. Then the glass doors slid open with a soft swoosh, and a hush fell over the lobby as a woman stepped inside. She was dressed in a sharp black suit that looked like it had been tailored just for her. Every detail was immaculate, from the gleaming heels that clicked against the marble floor to the perfectly pressed collar framing her composed face. She didn't need to announce herself. Her very presence commanded attention. This was Amara Johnson. Few inside recognized her, but they would soon learn her name. She wasn't just another visitor. She wasn't just a customer. She was the CEO, the very woman who had built this empire from the ground up. But today, Amara wasn't here to lead a meeting or inspect her staff. She had come for something simple, to withdraw a large sum of money for personal reasons. For any other customer, the process would be simple. For her, it should have been instant. Instead, what unfolded was anything but routine. Amara approached the counter and offered her ID with calm assurance. The young teller on duty, however, did not respond with professionalism. She glanced at the card, then at Amara, and her face twisted with doubt. Her tone was clipped, her words unnecessarily sharp. "Ma'am, we can't process this withdrawal without a manager's approval. Please step aside." It wasn't just a refusal. It was dismissal, laced with suspicion. A couple of customers in line exchanged smirks. Someone whispered, "She's probably trying something," and another chuckled under his breath. Amara remained poised, her expression steady, though the sting of disrespect was undeniable. Moments later, the branch manager emerged from his glass-walled office at the back. He was a middle-aged man in a pristine navy suit, his hair slicked back and his stride heavy with arrogance. Instead of approaching quietly, he raised his voice so that everyone would hear. "What's the issue here?" he barked. The teller jumped in eagerly. "This lady claims she wants to withdraw a large amount," she said, her voice dripping with disbelief. The manager crossed his arms and looked Amara up and down as though she were an intruder. A smirk curled at the edge of his lips. "Do you even have an account here?" he scoffed. "Because this isn't the kind of place you just walk in and demand money." Gasps fluttered across the lobby. Several customers leaned in, phones already discreetly raised to record. A security guard shifted uneasily but didn't intervene. Amara held up her ID again, her voice calm yet firm. "This isn't a claim. I am who I say I am. And this is my account." The manager chuckled. "Listen, lady, I don't know what kind of stunt you're pulling, but people like you don't walk around with this kind of money. Request denied. People like you." The words sliced through the air like glass, heavy with prejudice and arrogance. Silence swallowed the room. Some customers looked away uncomfortably, while others watched eagerly, waiting for the drama to unfold. Amara drew in a steady breath. She had faced boardrooms filled with doubters, politicians who had underestimated her, and competitors who wanted her to fail. But this was different. This was her house, her bank, and she would not let ignorance define her. She reached into her sleek black handbag and pulled out a polished leather folder. With deliberate calm, she slid out a card that shimmered under the fluorescent lights. Bold gold letters read, "Amara Johnson, Chief Executive Officer." She placed it gently on the counter. The teller froze, her fingers trembling above the keyboard. The manager's smirk collapsed instantly. His face drained of color. His jaw dropped as Amara's voice, cold and steady, cut through the silence. "You don't know who you're speaking to, do you?" The manager's voice cracked. "Wait, you're the CEO?" Gasps rippled through the crowd. Customers scrambled to capture the moment on their phones, whispering in disbelief. Amara straightened her jacket, her gaze unyielding. "Yes, I am the CEO, and I have just been insulted, denied, and humiliated. inside my own bank. The manager's arrogance evaporated. His words tumbled out in desperation. "MMS. Johnson, this was just a misunderstanding, I swear." Amara raised her hand, silencing him instantly. "A misunderstanding? No, this wasn't a mistake. This was judgment. You looked at me, decided who you thought I was, and treated me with contempt. That's not misunderstanding. That's discrimination." Every word landed like a hammer. The teller shrank in her chair, her face crumpling in shame. Amara's gaze snapped back to the manager, her voice sharp as glass. "You're fired. Effective immediately. Hand over your badge and leave this branch. Now." Gasps erupted. The crowd buzzed with shock. The manager's face turned pale as he stumbled back, sweat dripping down his temple. You can't just. You have 7 minutes to clear out," Amara interrupted, her tone thunderous. "Security will escort you if needed." The man who had strutted so proudly moments ago now wilted, escorted out in silence, his downfall complete. Amara turned back to the stunned room. Her voice carried with weight and clarity. "Let today be a lesson. Never judge someone by the clothes they wear, the color of their skin, or the assumptions you carry. You don't know who stands before you. It could be a customer, or it could be the person who signs your paycheck. But above all, it is always a human being, worthy of respect." The silence broke into applause. Some clapped politely, others rose to their feet, cheering. Phones recorded every moment, ensuring her words would spread far beyond those walls. The staff stood frozen, chastened, while the teller bowed her head in shame. Amara withdrew her money, not because she needed to, but because she wanted to prove her point. True power, she reminded them all, is not measured in dollar signs, but in dignity. As she exited the branch, the whispers that had once carried judgment now carried admiration. The woman they had underestimated had revealed the truth. Respect is not optional, it's essential. And to you, watching this right now, ask yourself, what would you have done? This was another unforgettable story from the Hidden Chapters. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories that reveal the truth hidden in plain sight.